Have you guys ever wondered what it's like to attend one of these big public auctions? We have you covered in this video. We are going to go start to finish from the previews all the way to bidding in the actual auction itself. I hope you guys enjoy. We have T-minus 4 hours until the start of Antiquorum Geneva. Let's go inspect some watches. Okay, first lot is lot 4178 Vacheron chronograph. This is lot 76. Okay, so it has extract. It looks nice. Case may be lightly polished, but the dial looks nice. And of all of the vintage Vacheron chronograph references, this is probably the most popular. Take a look. I like it. What do you think? Restored? Monsieur. Restored.
Restored by them, I'm assuming.
It has to be.
It looks
that
very clean.
level of finish has to be. Okay, so VC restored, so it has to be cheap. I like the watch though. Okay, but this is very cool. You just don't see these. I love like Art Deco numerals around the edges.
That's actually super cool. That's
Super
not something I
cool.
would have looked at usually, but that's super cool.
Chronometer movement. Look at the case. Like it looks unpolished. Like
It looks like
how do you polish that?
It looks like a pink on pink something.
Dude, it's beautiful. With provenance, Christie's made. Don't care. Yeah, pink on pink. Estimate is low. 7 to 11.3.
7 to 12, yeah.
We get check, check, check. Whenever I really like a watch, I put like triple checks.
I think it should do between 25 to 30.
I mean, this is a watch that like just we'll be in the room for and just kind of play it by ear.
I don't know, like you have to feel it out because there's no, you make the price.
Yeah,
Kinda.
there's no market for
There's no
that.
market
They
for
they
that.
come up so few and far between. Next is 88. It is a Bubbleback 2940. Anybody care? Or am I the only one who cares about Bubblebacks? So this is like the most basic dial with Arabic numerals, but condition looks spectacular. The hands may be reloomed because they glow a little
dial looks
bit.
legit, and
Dial's
that's, like,
legit
super,
for sure.
super nice.
Because that's how radium should glow. It should have like very dull.
Yeah.
But the hands glow a little bit brighter. Did you guys bring a Geiger? Not that it's for sure original radium. Like you could tell by the texture.
I haven't whipped out a Geiger in a long time.
I haven't either because I haven't really needed it.
Oh, because like the 40s and 50s stuff is not as like prevalent as it was.
Estimates. Yeah,
On
it
the
looked.
bu-
Yeah, it looked
On the
okay.
Bubbleback?
The hands look actually good to me. If the loom of the dial is okay, then the hands are good because you can see it has this like rusting from the radium, and the bluing is like aging. Either it was done like perfectly, but I'm gonna do a.
By the way, what are you bidding on in the sale? Not much. Not much.
Bid on a Cartier Benoit from the 60s,
You want?
but it's like number 400 something.
Can we pull it out so we can
Yeah,
talk
let me
about
see
it?
the
while
catalog.
we're
See
here?
the catalog.
Yeah. Very often the hands and the dials are not done by the same person.
Yeah, of course.
It looks.
era, I don't
It looks really fresh.
I don't know, the 40s era, they were done by different people at the time. I think that's like a later thing, like 60s, 70s, 80s.
Yes. But the dial everything looks very fresh.
No, yeah. 93 is this. It is a 6104, so a very early date just Ovatone. Pink gold. Red officially certified chronometer.
It's not the early.
No, that one's next. Dial's actually really nice. Loom looks original. Case a little polished. That's the problem, is that unless they have like a very exciting dial, they're a little soft, but the estimate's starting low for officially red dial.
I feel like these were in the 20s at some point.
Yes,
20s and
correct.
Got to 30.
So, and then, dude, does this look red to you, the case, like rosy? The dial's for sure yellow, because you can see the coronet is yellow. And they call it yellow gold, but it looks a little rose to me.
I mean, in America this would be yellow gold. In Italy they might be pink.
In Italy, it might be considered rose gold, even though it's not.
It's like a yellow rosé.
Okay, I like it, but I think it has to be at the right price, like towards the low estimate. So,
You heard a story about this?
what?
Why is it a minus and not a Swiss cross or brevet crown?
No, but you could tell us now. That's interesting.
According to lore, they weren't authorized to put the Swiss quote-unquote flag on the crown.
Right.
So that's how the bar under the Rolex crown appeared. They went from having the plus to the minus.
So we talked about this in a video Sasha and I did guessing what things would sell for. That will probably come out, I don't know, before or after this video. We never talked about like what we want to bid on it. The 4467 early.
Honestly,
Ovatone.
like it's just something that I'm like excited to see sell. I don't really care to buy it personally. I don't like a watch that I have to like explain.
I mean, I would
That's
still.
just me.
So He's
more
not
on an
wrong. It's a
aesthetic.
watch that not a lot of people are going to understand because it is so rare.
Oh, why are you asking so much money for that? Because it's one of the first 100 Datejust ever made.
Yeah, I'm still gonna. I literally just wrote feel out.
The first Ovatones.
I agree. We should still bid on it, Mike. So the first 100 Ovatones, they didn't have a serial; it just says number, and then so this is like number 46.
And I don't remember
That's
seeing
cool.
one since before I moved back to.
Yeah, I learned a lot new about this reference in the video we made, like just listening to
It
Julian
might
and
have been the
Sasha.
same one that I saw like
Right.
24 years ago.
Yeah, for me, it's like just an opportunity to buy something that we might never get an opportunity to buy again. So let's see how it goes. You know,
I guess feel it out in the
feel
room.
it out in the room. Back to whoever is helping us, and get the next set. We do our own work here at Antiquorum.
I mean, some of these estimates.
No, we thank Antiquorum very much for being so accommodating.
Some of these estimates are
Just double stack.
4 times
Okay.
less than what you think they should be.
Well, Antiquorum always does a really good job of like being reasonable about their estimates, and then just hoping for the best.
I feel like we spoke about this the other night, but
I don't like it. It's got a cool color, but I don't like the staining and the way it aged that way. You know,
But those are like proper tropical dials.
dude, the case is also like really, really polished, and it's got a lighter bracelet. Yeah, dude, it's starting at $6,000 hammer, so you're at $7,500 all in at the minimum.
This would be for an end user if he really wants it.
Nah, I'm crossing out. You could go for it, but I'm not bidding on that. Okay, this is cool because it's a 1530, so automatic oyster quartz case with like a cool tropical dial. What's the estimate
A
start?
bit more even. You have to vignette tropical.
Yeah, it also starts a little high. Are all the loom dots there? Because the loom dots are on the outside here. Always need to make sure they're still there.
on the inner bezel ring.
Yeah, on the inner bezel ring. They're a little white though.
So this is basically like an oyster quartz case with an automatic ring.
Service, yeah. Which is weird because like the ring aged the same as the dial,
Let me see.
or just reloomed with like a luminova.
I think it might have been really.
It should might be reloomed. Yeah, it's blue. It glows blue. It should glow green, obviously. So that's out.
restored by.
Yeah, it's a shame because that's a cool looking dial.
Usually watches that are lightly restored by Rolex glow blue like this.
Let's jump to 117.
It's a 66.
For sure.
It's a 664 with an earlier dial, box of papers. It comes from a Rolex employee.
Okay.
That got this in like 1972. It's stamped from the headquarters on the papers. So he basically bought it from the company, but I'm assuming that he just kind of
Like that
took
dial?
another dial or
Right.
took that dial.
Yeah, because this dial goes to early 60s, you know?
Yeah.
It's like a 6240 dial,
But-
with small Daytona.
But do you buy that watch, put the correct dial in it, it has box of papers. A 6264 is extremely rare. The watch is all legit. It's kind of within itself, it's a bit of a project. That's a very public project. But like, if you get the correct dial for this,
But you know what you do is you find the correct dial and you sell to the client with both dials, explaining the story.
it's like it appeared at auction like
Because
this. I
the
found
rest
the correct dial for it.
Because the rest of the watch
dial-
looks fantastic. It's the original MK1 bezel. The dial itself is perfect.
The dial's
Case
insane.
is nice. Case is really nice. And finding a 6264 is
Find
very
me another
rare.
6264.
Yeah.
It's
That's
period.
not a Newman too.
There will be a Newman.
No, well, because this has
Very
been an
soon.
auction, so no
Very
one,
soon there'll
no
be a
one
Newman.
stupid enough to put a Newman dial in here. And find a 2-color Newman dial that you can just take out and put in here. It's crazy.
Yeah, you just have to take it out of a 6262 essentially. So there's
Right.
no point.
There's no
like,
point.
there's
Yeah, there's no added benefit. Really like this watch.
Yeah, but like just the upgrade between a 6262 and a 6264.
Put it
is
this way,
usually
the
50K.
last 6264 I had with a white dial, not Newman, I think I sold for a little bit above 100.
Estimate is 34 to 58.
Right. All right, so this is certainly something we need to keep an eye on. Let's jump back to 111.
On my list, it said
Lapis. Okay, so we have 18038, head only. I hate buying datettes with no bracelet, but it's a stone dial, so you guys, I'm assuming, looked at this before. Any cracks?
You should look at the fact that if it has a bit scuff marks on the crown,
there's scratches on the dial.
But no cracks.
It's I think from that series of like dials that like I don't understand how they always have scratches on the dials.
Yeah, but there's a difference between a crack and a scratch. Scratches, for me, are more or less acceptable.
Yeah.
Cracks are not, you know?
Is that where you draw the line?
I draw the line.
At the crack?
Well, because crack is in the actual stone, where it's like, okay, this is gonna break, you know? Scratch is just kind of like
So
on
I
the
got into
surface and
this-
the lacquer.
I got into this with Phillips because like I asked them for a condition report and I'm like, are there any cracks? And they said no, just a few hairlines.
What?
And I was like, huh?
Those are kind of the same thing. But otherwise, like, really nice case. Dial looks great, but it's head only, so you have to be conservative.
But no, but they meant hairlines. They used the word hairline to say scratch.
Right.
not cracks.
Well, a hairline's a crack, not a scratch.
Correct.
We're all in agreement.
Yeah, hairline and crack should be more or less the same thing. Scratch is like on the surface of the dial.
You
Because
can tell the dial was poorly stored because the coronet. Look at the coronet. It's like worn.
How's this one?
yeah, there's a couple scuffs on it.
Yeah,
I still don't mind the watch. I like it. 111.
You're on your own this
Light.
time.
Scratches. Head only. Okay. Next. 147. I absolutely love this watch. I bought one a couple years ago in auction for myself and ended up selling it. 3970 EP black diamond markers. Estimate is low. It has box papers 80 to 140. Gotta always look for the hallmarks. Hallmarks are strong.
You should have 2 case backs, I think.
I don't know on this one.
Who
if
cares?
it's 30 or
It's to
40.
be sold without reserve.
Okay.
That's nice.
Let's find out though. Extra CB. I really like that watch.
Is that 39?
Welcome, Archie watch. Show him your watch. Show everybody your watch.
Which one?
The watch on your watch. Your watch.
Don't play stupid. Yes, and of course you're wearing a unique piece.
Where can everybody buy those watches?
On my website, archywatch.com.
There you go. He pours his passion into these watches. People, take a look.
Yes.
Okay, but let's
And
power
also, if
through.
you get a chance, go to his OnlyFans page,
I like
Archie Feet.
Okay, lot 150 is a white dial 3800 steel, just has the box, which they mark as flaking. They always are. Has enough links. Let's see. It seems like it does.
Dude, that watch is incredible.
It looks mint.
Yeah, the dial is really nice. It's nice because actually it's not a stamped dial, it's a printed dial, the rib.
But the only problem with this watch is that it doesn't have an archive. And so you run the risk.
The watch was already sold by how do they know the year? Is it written somewhere?
1990.
Sold in April 1990. That's a very specific.
Right.
This watch had box and papers.
And they lost the papers?
The owner lost the papers and then put it back at auction for a third of what he paid for it.
Oh, okay. It's very nice. Box.
Now that it doesn't have papers anymore, maybe I have a chance.
If you look, it's not ribbed, it's printed, the white. Yeah, look at it.
Oh, wow, you're right.
So it's will patina. The white won't and the printed.
I never knew that about
Fucking
these.
Crazy on the white
Really?
dial,
Interesting.
which is not the case on the later ones.
Okay.
Learn something new every day.
Learn something new every day. All right, 148. We have, I'm a glutton for punishment, and I already have a Gublin 3700 in stock.
Yeah, but you
let's-
don't have one with a gold link.
Oh, so what was the story behind this again?
Okay, so the owner and on the invoice and the from Googling, this watch is full set. It even have the service history and everything. And on the letter, they mention the special requests of the owner to have a gold link in the bracelet.
Because he wanted to like make sure he remembered it was his, because his friends all had them or something too.
Him and his friends basically, I think, ordered 3 or 4 of them at the same time. But he wanted like his to stand out essentially from all the other
Well,
ones.
the watch desperately needs like a case refinish because it is beat to shit. The guy definitely wore and enjoyed this one.
Yeah, but you prefer that? It's like an honest watch.
Yeah, but you got to get the case restored. It's way too bad. Luckily, surprisingly, the bracelet is not beat too bad. You know, bracelet's not bad. So yeah, luckily the bracelet's not too bad. Dial original, doesn't look like a lot of peeling.
Dude, it's nice.
Okay, this is lot 148,
And yours- yours
and
the
the
one?
estimate's 45 to 90. Cheap.
Yeah, again, original.
I'll stock another one for
Did
the right
you-
price. Worn.
Did yours have box and papers?
No, just archive.
I think the papers are a plus when it's double signed.
100%, absolutely. And the original cork box. It's a $10,000 box right there.
And the invoice.
Yeah, we should absolutely bid on this.
Okay.
I think 3700s are a bargain in the market right now.
Right.
Dude, I feel like this is going to do a lot higher than like we expect. The Urban Jurgensen,
No.
40 to 50.
Yes, that's high.
Is it full set? Original fitted box, instructional
The last
booklet.
one in platinum sold for 55 or something like that.
Yeah, but
And
now
then the guy put it back at auction last season.
okay, it's working at least, which
So
is
there was the
nice.
same one in platinum, full set box papers, that sold twice last year. Like once in May and once in November or something.
Right.
Like that. But 35 is not like cheap.
I mean, I would pay 40 hammer for this. That's like 50 all in. Dude, they're getting harder and harder. They made like 100 of these.
Oh, the Rev 2?
Yeah, 100 of like each of the first 8 references during that period where Baumberger and Pratt owned it.
Molto raro prototipo.
No, I mean, listen, like, I think these are only going to continue to appreciate, you know, and especially with Kari revitalizing the brand and them coming out with new watches, like this is the OG.
I base everything on aesthetics. Like if
Yeah.
I like the watch and I like,
Do you
I
like
can
this watch?
vibe it, I do.
Yeah, I think the dial finish is absolutely stunning.
I do.
Okay, so talking of watches that are very low in the market right now, 25829 BA skeleton, really nice.
It's one of my favorite references as well.
Dude, and the market is just so down on them right now.
Now they're up for grabs. It's the best.
Yeah, the estimate's 114 to 2. Dude, like if we could steal this like around low, I think it's a great buy. You know, it still should be retail in the 180 to 200 range. You know.
100%.
Okay, so at low.
We are done with this tray. Let's grab the second tray in front of Sasha.
Let me go get this back, and we're like halfway done, I think. We only got a couple on this one, but anyways, let's keep going. So we have a 6265
UV
in
first.
solid air. I can already see. I can already see it from here. It's also missing a solid loom plot, but that's how 6 million should glow.
Roy and I were a bit confused. I put a question mark next to it. I want to
No,
ask
so
you.
yeah, it's a 6 million. This is 9 million.
Yeah.
So it's the dial's fine. That's original because there was if this was like a 5 million case and it
Yes.
glowed like that, it would be a service dial.
Is that what it is?
Correct, but this is much later. This is like towards the end
It
of
doesn't
the
glow. It's
production.
the absence of glow.
Right,
essentially.
correct. But it's like 80s loom. Think of
That
like,
also bugged me.
but think of it's missing a plot, which is like the biggest problem.
Yes.
But think of like 80s, 90s tritium. The estimate is very low. I mean, the case is very worn. It's 71 end bracelet that look original too. No, absolutely need to bid on this. But listen, it's a 71 end bracelet. The bracelet alone is very valuable. Absolutely should be bidding on this. Absolutely. And for the right price, like, dude, this is a bargain. I mean, listen, just because the estimate's low doesn't mean it's going to sell low, but
Estimates are meaningless.
meaningless. This is 131. It's a 130 Patek. I don't even know why I pulled this. The estimate starts too high.
I find that these are like hard, which is
Yeah.
crazy because it is like a vintage Patek chronograph in like essentially the Patek 96 case. But
The dial's been clean too.
I guess for a chronograph, I think it's hard. It's hard to like justify the smaller sizes.
The dial's been clean too. You're missing the A over Patek, one of the accents, which is not the end of the world because 99% of these have been clean. But when you're starting at 34,000 hammer, which puts you close to 50,000 all in for
Yes.
a yellow gold 130, there's just nothing to do as a dealer.
The A's open.
Right.
Nice when you see even when they're clean, you can really appreciate how these dials are made. It's a shame, but it's still an appreciation.
Even untouched, the top of the A is very, very, very light on these.
That lines up.
Obsidian.
So you want to hear the story about this?
Let's hear it.
The stone itself is actually black, but unfortunately, when they cut slices off to make the dial, the slices came out like transparent or translucent. So the dial maker had to put the black paint behind the stone and the metal base, which disintegrated and gave you this very beautiful and unique, I would call it like a patina or whatever you want to call it.
Obsidian is a volcanic see-through. Like at some point when it gets thin rock, it's a glass.
Okay.
And so they cut it so thin that then they had to repaint the back to give it color again. And that paint itself is what oxidized and gave it that look.
And you can always see it oxidizes from the edge of the dial, from the center seconds, from the center, or from any of the other openings, like the date.
Okay, well, we have an estimate of absolutely nothing. 17,000 to start, head only, plastic crystal. There is a crack. You see where like the color changes right there by the date window? There's like a crack in there. But it's like part of the color. It's kind of weird. I don't know if it really affects the value that much.
It does.
This dial should really not
Cracks are
because it's
cracks.
actually-
Okay.
But these are so cool.
They are so cool. Okay, so
Like
red
regardless of all of the things that we just said, like it's still like that's.
Yeah, I wrote like for the
I
right
find them
price, yeah.
fascinating.
So red Jasper, the lot right after 192, same
Yes.
estimate, 17 to 28,000. Also plastic crystal, also head only. Dude, I hate buying these watches head only. Same thing, like no cracks, but like light scratches all over the dial.
A lot of dealers are saying that like they feel like a lot of these stone dials are coming to market. Maybe it's because the prices went up.
Yeah, prices went up. Whenever prices shoot up on something, everybody rushes to sell.
But then that's not good for the market. That like something that you've just told your client is like impossibly rare, and then there's 3 at this auction season of like you
Yeah.
know of certain stone. There's like Like almost every single auction house. We were talking about how rare obsidians were last November, and now this season in May, there's one of these auction houses.
Suddenly they're everywhere, I feel like.
Well, like we were just saying, the problem is that once prices go up, everybody's like, oh my god, that just sold for 100 grand. I bought mine 10 years ago for 12. Like, can I get that? And everybody floods to sell. That's what happened with the AP perpetual market. That's what happened with the crash market, although the crash market's bounded back up. Mr. Casso, good to see you. But then, of course, once like this next round of stone dials goes out, then you'll see a lag of like 3 months where there's none for sale. It always works cyclically. Okay, 207, 3800J full set, another Patek Nautilus that the case is absolutely worn to shit on.
But this was a sports watch. It's completely
No, listen,
understandable.
I understand. Like, good thing that the owner enjoyed it. But my point is that like this needs to be restored. You know, luckily,
I said heavily worn, but it does have box and papers.
yeah. And the estimate's starting at a price where we could still buy to make money, 40 to 62. I think this watch, once you get the case redone, and I have I have 2 great guys in Miami who could restore this to like factory. It should be a $75,000 retail watch with box and papers. It's still, for the right price, buyable. Okay, what do we have next? Everybody's favorite? Yeah. Everybody's favorite? Agreement? Watch only. The estimate's starting high though.
Correct.
28 to 51. So you're high 30s to start with watch only.
It's a watch I'd like to pay like low 30s all in,
Right.
maybe. Like that's like.
Well, I mean,
already
listen, it's
beyond
not like they won't sell something under estimate, but
during
Julian,
auction.
which watch are we going to negotiate mid-auction on this time?
Oh, we're gonna pause the entire auction just to negotiate. Yeah. And go offer each
The
other.
best, I think, most undervalued and best modern watches in terms of heritage and
Yeah, I did
complication.
an Instagram reel talking about how like underappreciated like brigade era is, and all these people are like, stop calling attention to it.
Yeah, because you can still pick them up cheap.
Shut up.
All right, may I have the next trade set?
Let's start with the Blanc Paul then. So let's just jump to lot 453.
Oh, certified geezer. Certified geezer.
You see the double.
Shout out to Phil Toledano and his new watch just debuted. Okay, so we have no rad, Bund. Okay, so Blancpain 50 fathoms, no radiations, Bundesweiser, so German military watch.
That was very close.
I was close. Anyways, what is your
Did
reservation
you
with
just
this
call
watch?
Bundeswehr Budweiser?
Yes, Budweiser watch. We should make that a thing.
No.
What is your reservation with this watch?
I don't like the matte dials. I prefer glossy.
This is a gloss style.
No. But then recently, an expert on the subject was like, "No, Bundeswehr has to be matte dial," and then I'm like,
Who said expert? Don't say it. It's fine.
I don't want to call them out. They're actually good people.
Good peoples. I don't have a problem with this watch, and I think to say that they should all be matte dials,
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way to objectively validate that.
You like the loom?
And this is the correct dial. Yeah, the loom looks fine. They always get these like sloppy, ugly looms, you know? Yeah. No, loom's fine, and it matches the UV matches the bezel,
Yep.
which is nice. No, I like this watch. Yeah,
Yeah.
engraving, and it's completely
Budweiser.
completely legible.
Which just means German military.
Yes.
Bundeswehr.
I like this watch. We're just gonna jump around now.
This was purchased a couple 100 meters from here at Gubelin, Geneva, and I believe it was consigned from the original family as well. I think it's not been touched by a dealer, I believe. I imagine there's no questions about that signature.
It's also the configuration of the dial, which is a bit confusing for that serial range. Okay, this configuration I've never seen before. This is typically the configuration of the dial
The
that
dial
doesn't
without
say
that AMAG.
I'm the
Right.
AMAG,
Yeah, you're right.
You
And
can see the
then-
printing is quite noticeably different.
So what's the consensus on this?
And then that would be like a later, and then the serial numbers are actually a little bit like whatever. So
Is there an extract?
Yes.
Yes.
I think this was a special order where like the client was like, I want mine to say a magnetic on it.
The question is, if it could be bought for the right price, do you take a stab because it's a lot to explain to somebody?
I don't like watches. Like we just went through. I don't like watches I have to explain.
I like it too.
I like it too, and I
like
think
it too.
I don't know if the buyer even needs an explanation. Honestly, the person who's buying this.
It's a unique dial configuration.
Listen, I think we could all buy it together if it's for the right price, and you know,
It might be buyable just for the fact that
People are confused, yeah.
confused and like worried to bid and whatever.
listen, it's got archive. This kind of story matches up.
Nice.
Okay, in front of me is lot 395, a tri-compacts linen dial. What bracelet is it? The gay phrase bracelet, UG. I don't think this bracelet is correct for this watch.
It's an extendable one. It was kind of cool, like all stretchy.
Yeah, it is. Serial number, always have to check serial number and reference on these because they get worn off. It is super crisp. Case is unpolished. What's the estimate on this?
5 to 8 Swiss francs.
I kind of like it.
Do we have condition reports or no?
Well, those coating in there
Yeah,
is their version of condition.
I love when you go through like a whole watch and you're like, I don't like this. I think this is not correct. Well, I like it.
I like it.
All right, we'll make a little pause just to show you something. They have a great way of having condition reports with letters matching in the back that you can simply look. So basically now we're looking in the watch and it says C2-8, and if you look at C for the case, so it's very good, -8 slightly scratched, and then it says D2-01, so this is for the dial probably,
Service
and it
hands.
says very good, and 01 is a code for
I'm trying to. Roy, what did you say? D what?
D2-01. Hands original, specific to the
That
dial.
makes more sense.
And D2 is very good.
Yeah, and then you have M2 with a star. So the movement, it
D2
says
is very good, and then the star means overall is recommended at the buyer's expense.
exactly.
Where's always overall
How
recommended
many
to buy.
watch out of these 591 that does not have that mention on it?
Maybe a brand new watch.
Does every single watch have a little star saying overhaul?
95% unless we have like a service record that's like within the last like
Sure.
1 or 2 years, we always do service record.
Dude, it's hard for an auction house to warrant 591 watches.
The only time I
Lot 478 is another Ovatone early Datejust in red.
But this is like a second generation of
Yeah.
Tony, and it's a very nice black patina on the right side of the case.
Yeah. I absolutely love when the case is patina
Yeah.
like this. What's the estimate on this?
4,500 to 6,500.
And it's the dial looks a little unusual from the far.
Not 100% on the loom here. Case back. It's in another language, so I can't really understand it. But at the bottom it says Swissair. Director General. Yeah, it's for sure Portuguese. Rio de Janeiro. Aeronautica. Okay, we've done this, we've done this, we've done this. Geezer watch?
Cellini,
Yeah.
the Geezer watch.
I actually sold one of these quite well, and it was very popular. So
I helped a friend buy one at the Miami Beach Antique Show.
okay.
I think these are very cool and underrated.
I agree. 4354.
What's the estimate?
Bracelet's got a little bit of
They're
stretch.
14 to 20.
Not too bad. I love these because it's like a black lacquer around the bezel and like a onyx or lacquer dial black. Is that a
never know.
scratch? There's a huge scratch on the dial, so this is going to be a pass.
It's kind of a high estimate too for these actually. I think we bought this at 14 in Miami.
I sold one like brand new, full set for low 20s.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, if there was no scratch, that's a lot of. You're buying a gold Rolex stone dial for under 20 essentially.
But it's something that you don't see very often. It's like one of those dare to be different kind of moments.
It's a geezer watch.
It's a geezer watch.
Gosh, that so badly.
I don't know. Usually these things happen by watchmakers that are careless. Butchers, watch breakers. Okay, lot 454 is a Longines Legend diver compressor case with a tropical caramel dial. Usually, even when these age tropical, they're like crap condition. This one looks really nice and glossy still. And the market, another market that's like very down. So 5 to 8,000 estimate. I think if it could,
I think this
dude, this used to be a $15,000 watch.
This used to be 15, and now it's probably 7,500 bucks.
Right.
I still like it a lot.
I still like it a lot too. All the loom's still there. Case is really strong and unpolished.
It's a nice watch, good value.
Yeah.
And now you're getting a lot of watch for the
For the money.
money.
Okay, another watch that I think is on the very much up and up. What do you guys think?
design.
What do you think about this compass watch?
Oh my god, I do that when I was literally in the army and a Boy Scout. This was the coolest watch around.
Did you sell yours? Like
Yeah.
unaware?
So the problem is with these, you have to really check to make sure there's no PVD loss. And this one looks
But the bracelet is
freaking
not
perfect.
The bracelet is macrolon. It's plastic.
Either way, that
Yeah.
nothing is like shaved off. And this one is full set, 2002, 1,700 starting bid. I really like it. And this is the one people want, the moon phase one.
You know how to use it?
Show us.
So basically,
I do, but show. I know you love explaining this stuff.
no. So basically, you have a mirror and a compass that you can use with the map, to guide yourself, and the time also gives you the direction to walk in, and it's and this condition is actually quite crazy.
What year is this?
This is typical 80s, late 80s. What year is this?
No, this one was sold late, like 2002.
2002.
Circa 80s, but it was sold in 2002.
Ah, wow.
All right, powering through 481. How much time do we have? We got like 3 hours before the auction starts. I haven't had a nice snowflake in a minute. Original bezel, which is always need to make sure. Estimate is $2,300 to $4,600. Why is it? They just convinced somebody to put it in low. Dude, this is nice. You see this? Dude, I mean the hands have been stabilized, which is very common for a snowflake.
That makes
But
it a little bit shinier.
yes, unpolished case, original bezel, perfect dial, perfect lume. Bezel's really nice. I mean, there's a little scratch right there, but like, dude, it's a vintage watch from the 80s.
Find another blue insert.
I really like this watch. I like the stock, and the estimate is laughable. Okay, another cool watch that's oddly very popular, Tudor Ranger. This one with the date, also cheap. Estimate $1,700 to $2,900. These are usually like $6,000 to $8,000 retail. There's a weird little like tritium stain at the base of the hour hand here.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the dial. It has little stains on it.
Does it? I didn't see any. But let's loop it again. No, the dial's nice.
I wrote spotting and in parentheses for
Adam. I like it. It's a nice watch. We sell these well.
I know you like the Tudor Rangers.
Yeah.
I know that you do well with them.
Okay, we have 2 bloodstones here. I think they're in succession in the catalog too. 489, 490. One regular dial, one with Roman numerals. Okay, so let's start with Roman because that's first. So 18038.
Look at that.
Estimate 22 to 45,000.
Estimate seems reasonable.
Yeah, this should be like a $35,000 watch with the Roman numerals, a lot more without. Strong case, sticker on the back. Really beautiful watch. I really like this a lot. How's that one?
You tell me. I like this.
Estimate's a little bit higher on this one as it should be. This is also a date chest.
Yes.
Quick set.
It's
Double.
nice on a stone dial because then you get like a bigger picture.
Yeah, Swiss only dial, which is, so it's a 16238? Yes. Okay, cool. Nice bracelet. Case is a little polished, but overall pretty nice watch. Sasha and I talked about this watch on video, and we gave predictions as to what it would sell for. Now we just have to decide what we're gonna bid. This is the Patek Philippe Perpetual 3945G. Estimate is essentially 30 to 50. I don't even know. What do you want to pay for this?
I don't.
You don't? I'm solo on this?
I said I didn't like that in the video. And also
Okay.
the extenders are already extended. Like
I like it.
it's huge, so you're gonna have to cut it down.
I like it. I have a trio of Daytonas, 553, 6239 early 1.1 million serial, very soft case, correct long hour hand. That was beautiful though, but I feel like the minute hand has been replaced. This is not bad, but that minute hand was for sure put on there, like from another watch. You can see the difference in the lume color. This is very nice. 6241 Daytona, is it 14 or 18? 14 karat gold, damn it. Yeah, 14 karat are a little bit harder to sell.
It's a 6241.
Yeah, it's also a surface bezel. 14 karat gold though is tough. But the watch is beautiful. I forget it, the lume is like completely gone. The lume is like completely gone. This is a lot nicer. Good times. 6263, what series is 4.0? This is a nice watch.
Yes.
Wow. 71 ends, unpolished case.
Can you talk about the estimate though?
It's nothing.
Hold on. It's like a joke.
Yeah, we are absolutely bidding on this. I mean, it's right towards the end.
It's like a 10. That's like literally 10 years ago. I could imagine that.
This watch is one of the nicest watches in the sale, I think. This is one of the nicest watches I've seen so far.
It's part of that Italian collection.
All the lume dots there, no cracks in the bezel, dial no scratches, case is unpolished, 71 end bracelet. Textbook. It's a textbook example. It's everything you want to see. We talked about this in our video with Julian. I adore this watch. Do you want to try to buy it with me, or?
I'd love to buy this watch for like under 50.
There's no way. It's impossible. Dude, Davidoff is going to be bidding on this too. We're going to be bidding against him for sure.
Probably more than 100.
Yeah, I agree.
One in the yellow gold for.
This
Wasn't as
platinum
nice.
Hausman with this
So early.
that is so nice.
Flawless watch.
Yeah, these were all made in I think in the late 20s, early 30s.
I think this is gonna
These are
go.
all. There's probably like 5 of them. It's the only one known in platinum.
Okay, well let's bid live for this one. I would really like to buy this.
This is very cool. This is a 1960s Cartier, which is obviously one of the best eras for Cartier. So it's kind of like a early. I guess you would call it, even though there's another Cartier called the Centier, you could call this a Centier as well. That means belt, right?
Yes.
Centier just means belt. So it has this hidden. You lift this up, and there's the dial underneath. Movement, interestingly, is IWC. I believe this style was made for Hermes
yeah.
and maybe a couple other brands as well. This is the Cartier version. Very, very cool watch.
Beautiful condition after all these
Yeah,
years.
really nice condition. Made by one of Cartier's master jewelers, I believe, who also did stuff for other brands. There's one other 1960s Cartier that I want to bid on, but I've requested to see it. I'm not sure where it is, but this is a very, very cool, unique one you don't see every day for sure. Price, 23 to 30. 23 to 33. I actually think that's kind of high. It's unique, but there's a lot of unique Cartier from this era. High for a ladies Cartier, I would say. I wouldn't pay that much, but I do think it's very cool.
And if you look at how crisp the hallmarks are, you really see this type of watch was not abused through time. And it is really, really in immaculate condition. You can see the little GL engraving you mentioned earlier, the Georges L'Enfant.
Yeah, exactly right.
Okay, well, we are looking at lot 569, a 6241 Paul Newman Daytona. For me, the dial looked very nice. There was a little bit by 9 o'clock. You saw like the tritium like broke off and like stuck on the dial, but I feel like that could be removed pretty easily. The dial otherwise looked pretty good. A couple of the lume plots had a little bit of loss. Strong
There's
case.
some schmutz. There's some spotty.
But overall, it's a nice example. And
Yes.
the estimate's starting at $114,000, which is nothing. I mean, plus even with buyer's premium, it's nothing.
That's nice.
Yeah. We shall be bidding.
This is one of my favorite IWCs of the modern era. This is like a 90s IWC Mark 12. It's funny to see it in yellow gold. Most of them are steel. The steel one is rare. They used to be $1,500. Now you can probably sell them for $8,000. The fact that they exist in yellow gold is kind of funny. Military inspired. Very, very cool watch. Rare to see. The yellow gold ones, very nice condition. It's been worn, but it's cool. Cool watch. And then last, we've got this gold 5402. You guys didn't cover this one, right?
No.
Cool
So I
gold.
have like two in stock. So I didn't look at that.
Gold 5402. Adam Golden has half the inventory of all 5402 BAs in the United States, so he won't be bidding. Polished, obviously. I mean, the lug holes tell the whole story. In the condition of these watches, there was such little room between the chamfers and the lug holes that when you see how close the chamfers and the beveled edges get to the lug hole, you can tell it's been polished a couple times, once or twice, maybe refinish. Otherwise, a nice watch, cool dial.
Literally 95% of those have been polished.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm not saying they haven't been, but yes, it's common to see.
I'm bidding on this myself. I'm sure you do not care, but for Walt Grace Vintage, shout out to Walt Grace Vintage, an amazing store in Miami where we can supply them with watches, and this is perfect for them. It's like new full set. I love this. It's like the extra indicator, secondary indicator, yeah. So, like sticker on the back, like new. So, and they do well with, they've, right there, import sticker. Probably, it looks like a South American country. But yeah, so they've sold a lot of Navatimers for me. So, and I think this is my last lot. 5066 solid gold, full set, engraved with, case engraved with ID number. What? Oh,
It's really nice.
interesting. Wonder why they did that. The serial number for the case of Alpatex have a serial number on the movement and the case. The serial number would be inside the bezel, so maybe they put it on the outside so they didn't have to take off the case. Either way, nice watch, low estimate, full set. I like it. I like it a lot. Beautiful tritium dial, lightly polished, mid-size Aquanaut in gold.
I think this is the absolute start of the show, not only in Antiquorum, but maybe the entire week of auctions.
Yep.
This is a fresh to market Patek Philippe reference 1463 Tasti Tandi signed by Eberhard Milan, which I believe is the only Eberhard signed 1463 known. The condition is absolutely spectacular.
It's just insane.
It's
textbook,
insane. Yeah. I mean, it's this watch could be studied on how vintage Patek should look, especially the 1463, which is one of my favorite references.
I think it's everybody's favorite chronograph, Patek.
I mean, you
this
can
is the
see the
most
hallmark,
untouched.
the Tasti Tandi pushers. It is just so incredibly stunning. The dial, amazing. This is the star of the Geneva auction week, I would say. Estimate is an extraordinarily conservative 100 to 150,000 Swiss francs. I could see it soaring past that. I mean, this is the watch everyone's been talking about.
I guess 350.
350, yeah. Could even do better than that, but yeah, this is the one you've seen on every single dealer's Instagram stories this week because it's such a spectacular watch. This could be a little sleeper, maybe not. This is one of my favorites of this auction. I will be bidding on this. Regular 1960s, late 1960s Cartier Benoit. It's just really beautiful. I mean, the dials are so vintage looking on these. This is basically the last step before they kind of industrialized a little bit with the move to Switzerland from France. I mean, this is just it's a nice example. The dial's a little dirty, which is perfectly fine. These are essentially little gold boxes with no gaskets. The opposite of waterproof. It's a dirty bathtub.
Don't be mean to the watch. You're dirty.
The Benoit means, bathtub. The last time I've seen a Benoit this dirty, I was staying in Adam Golden's guest house in Miami.
Yeah, sounds about right. It tracks.
Yeah, really nice. I'll bid on this for sure.
Can we do a wrist check, actually?
Sure.
So, Mike, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing a Cartier signed Patek Philippe Ellipse, one of the first Ellipse references, retailed by Cartier.
I'm wearing the Urwerk 102 Reloaded.
I'm wearing a 1939 Vacheron Constantin chronograph, reference 4111, 3 pieces ever made. Boom.
To everybody's big surprise, I'm wearing a 1961 Speedmaster 2998-3 Latitude.
I'm wearing a Rolex Datejust 1968 Obsidian dial.
Okay.
And
Are
of
there
course, one of a kind.
No, only one.
Only one and one. One and one.
Only watch.
Only one?
Archie watch 2525-1
On a Caress
on a
bracelet.
Carriers bracelet from Japan.
Ah, Caress, cool.
Guys, Richard is a very good friend. He has put his heart and soul into making a budget-friendly, vintage-inspired wristwatch. Check him out, archiewatch.com.
And
Check
be on
out.
the lookout for a future project.
Yeah, really, really cool stuff that is really like collector in mind. Really cool stuff. Go check it out. Well, we have the auction in like 2.5 hours. So let's go eat and then see what we can actually bid and win. After we got done inspecting over 50 watches in Antiquorum sale, we headed over to the auction where we bid on a lot of stuff. We were unsuccessful on most of the bids, but we did manage to wrangle a few and bring them home. Let's go take a look.
Oh, we didn't even talk about what we want to pay for this Empire. Estimate's like 7 to 14.
Okay.
I think like, I don't know, like 10, 11.
First, just wait for the initial bids. Like,
Yeah,
feel it
see
out.
how it goes.
Number 86, c'est l'ingénieur
As we see
en
fit.
Alright, it's next lot. Stop talking it up, Julian. Jesus Christ. Has to give it like this grandiose intro. Julian, stop talking, Julian.
Lots of interest in the books. Let's clear to the lower bids. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16,
Jesus,
18,
we're not even gonna get a bid in.
22, 24, 26,000 to open the bid at 26 000
Okay.
at 20.
Good talk.
Good, cool.
Guess we're not bidding on that one. 38 hammer, Jesus. Swiss. Is that 50 grand all?
And we're not thinking, oh, can we go 14?
I'd like to say more than 38,000 francs now. I'm happily setting it at 38,000 if we're all done.
Jeez, great result for a
Going
great
once,
watch.
going twice.
I guess there's a lot of other people who appreciate this shit.
88, we go to a more regular bubble back. A very well preserved and beautiful example of the 2940. And I will open here at 3,000, 3,500, 4,000.
What the
Bubble back.
can't even get a bid in.
On-commission bids.
Bubble backs are back.
Yes, Mike.
I guess, yeah, these smaller oysters are back in style.
4,500 francs.
Okay.
Une fois, deux fois.
That's it.
À 4,500.
The Hotel Beau Rivage, and let's start for this lot 111 with the day-date lapis lazuli die. Let's open the bidding at 17,000 because I have already 17 in my book. 17,000. What do you say? 18 with you, sir. 18 is back to the room at 18.
20?
19 with you.
19, sure.
First row. We'll give me 20. 20. I'm going one by one if you wish.
Is that Jeff Harris behind me
22
bidding?
next if you want.
Yep,
22
that's
with
Jeff
you,
Harris.
sir. Thank you so much. And 22.
It's already like above 30 grand now.
One by one.
Ted only.
Who's giving me 23? I'm selling at 24,000. It's going once, it's going twice. No regrets, selling. Adjugé à 2,13 mètres à 24 000 du coup cette fois. Let's open the bidding for that one at 20. Are you coming back?
What are we bidding
No,
on
at
this
20.
donut?
No regrets.
117.
C'est bien clair. Un petit peu plus
Let's just do the math. Just 6264 with paperwork worth.
60 hammer? This is always going to be a story, you know? It's always going to be an explanation.
Next up, which is 117, 117, c'est cette Rolex 62-67 sur 239 avec Léonie, Jérôme et Francesco.
There's like a lot of phones all standing up.
Ok.
Jesus
This is not good news.
Donc on débute directement ici à 30 000, c'est pris déjà ici sur ordre d'achat. I have already 30,000 in my book. My absentee bid is 30. And online now it's 32. Who's giving me 34? 34 online, 2 bidders online. What do you say, téléphone bureau? Qu'est-ce qui se passe au téléphone? 36 000. Il n'y a que le online qui fait. Qu'est-ce que vous faites au téléphone? Allez-y. Vous avez loupé un bon lot. 38 000, 40 000 déjà en ligne. C'est 40 000. It's 42,000 now. 42,000 online. It's against you. 44,000. Thank you, sir. À 44 000, c'est ici. Follow me. 44,000. First row. At 44,000. Fair warning. It's 44,000. Yes? It's correct. Thank you. At 44,000, I'm selling 46,000. 48,000. Back to the room at 48,000. Against telephone bid and absentee. 50,000. Back online. 50 is already done. Sorry.
52?
52?
52.
52 with you. Thank you, sir. First row, 52,000. Next will be 54.
I might get it.
I cannot accept 53. 54? 54,000 with you, Leonie. Thank you so much.
50, 56.
56, thank you.
That's it.
Same rule. 58 if you wish. 56 first row.
Well, put us at the max.
À 56 000, c'est ici, dans la salle, au premier rang, merci beaucoup. Je les ai jugés, c'est bien vu, Léonie, pas de regret. Léonie, no regrets, I'm selling at 56,000, 58,000.
One more.
Would you round it up? 60?
60.
Thank you so much. The gavel is up. I'm going to sell at 60,000 in the room. It's going once. It's going twice. Leonie, can you sense it's going twice? Can you translate in English? Twice is twice.
Okay,
62,000. I do my best, I'm sorry.
We appreciate your efforts.
At 62,000.
Congratulations.
At 62,000,
To somebody else.
Leonie, you take the lead. At 62,000. No regrets at 62? No? So I'm saying to you, Leonie, at 62,000. Fair warning. What do you say online? No regrets online. 62 once, twice. So that's 62,000. Thank you so much to all the leader.
Yay to us not winning.
What is
I'm going to make you a t-shirt that says underbidder.
Perpetual underbidder.
Perpetual
Merci beaucoup.
underbidder.
Merci à tous. 32.
I don't know. I'll let you know after we
This
get
Patek Philippe silver two-tone dial retailed by Haussmann in platinum. This refers 439, the rare piece. 22,000 with the Patek 213. 24,000. 26. 42. To be very clear, 42,000 with you. Thank you, sir. À 42 000, c'est ici. Once, twice, 42,000.
Dude, this is awesome.
So to you at 42,000, thank you, sir.
Dude,
376, yes, a good watch.
One
Thank you so much, very nice watch.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, because dude, I think it's steal. Like highway robbery. So cheap.
Next up, which is
awesome.
123.
Unbelievable. Yeah,
Unbelievable.
34 000, c'est bien vu.
This watch,
J'ai
for me, this was
34 000
like
une fois.
coolest watch.
Quel est votre paddle number?
Maybe not the best because they have
No,
15,
like,
41,07.
I've never seen
Donc, adjugé au
never seen
41,07
one,
une fois.
never seen one before, never see one again. Like, it's like,